Many of us know the story of the Apollo 10 and 11 missions, the moon landing, and all the history that surrounds it. But how many of you know the Wisconsin man who helped those astronauts back to safety?
Our own Samantha Wenzel introduces us to the first man they met as they landed back on Earth.
I had no idea in high school that I'd be involved in something like that. So when I'm standing in that door, the first one to greet the astronauts, knowing that the world is watching, that's a big moment in anybody's life.
John Wolfram was a Navy frogman when the astronauts from the Apollo 11 mission splashed into the Pacific Ocean.
I would look in that hatch window to see if the astronauts are okay. They would give me a thumbs up.
Wolfram was the first to welcome Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins back to Earth.
All of us knew that history was being made.
The now retired frogman from Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin,
Well, the Apollo 11 is a story in itself.
is sharing his story with the Chippewa Valley.
It was the 1960s, and it was kind of a really rough time for people that didn't have their head on straight, so to speak.
His experience of victory, of tragedy, and of recovery.
There was a lot of drug movement back then, just like there is today. And unfortunately, I got caught up in that and went back to Vietnam, where I lost 8 close friends. And that led me to my conversion. And so when I go to churches, I share a little of the Apollo, but I also go back and talk about how God rescued me.
A message Pastor Paul Bennett wants his congregation to hear.
We want them to know genuine history.
Even if you don't believe in God, there's a force out there reaching out for all mankind to do better.
It's a great thing when you think about the kind of technology and the limited technology that they had 50 years ago, and yet they were able to pull this off appearingly without a hitch, and they are to be commended for that.
And as the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 splashdown nears,
When I jumped out of that helicopter, I didn't want to let the astronauts down. I did not want to let America down. I didn't want to let my mother down.
Wolfram continues to reminisce.
I wanted to make sure that I did the job that the Navy called on me to do, and that was to get the astronauts into that raft up in the helicopter aboard the USS Hornet safely.
If you'd like to meet Wolfram yourself, he's speaking at the Pentecostal Assembly Church on Sunday.
And we have event details at WQOW.com.